Welcome to Turtle WoW News with Vrograg. I'm your news anchor orc, Vrograg Fishslayer, here to bring you all the server news for the week of November 14th, 2023. I'm wandering the wastes of Ashara to try and make my gold back from the goblin brainwashing device problem I had this last week by picking a few pockets. But I suppose it's time for the news, so I'll take a little break. Today will be an unusual news broadcast. Our top stories mostly came from a groundbreaking interview yours truly had with community manager Akalix. But fear not, we also have a story about Telebim's server first Molten Core, Market Watch, a brief Changelog Round-up, so let's get to it. I'm the Orc and here's the news. There was strong competition for the top news story this week, but the editorial staff here decided we wanted to start with the curious case of Torta and other server management moving off of Discord. I am happy to report, after private discussions with Torta through the radio team's productivity software, that Torta and other senior members of the staff have not left the team or the Turtle WoW project. During the big interview on Saturday, I was able to get Akalix to elaborate a little more on the context in which the team members decided to leave Discord. Here is the words from the team on the decision.
Discord as a platform is fundamentally built with socialization and play in mind, whereas the big things for us are productivity and privacy. The main focus was better productivity, but the better privacy offered by being able to self-host and stuff like that is definitely there too, as a very big plus.
So there you have it. Torta and crew left to be more productive and to help protect their privacy. Worry not, denizens of Azeroth. The project's leader has not forsaken us for being toxic in Discord. Yet. Our next top story also came through as part of the Saturday interview, and it was a series of planned leaks from Akalix to tease some of the new and upcoming content the team is working on. First was something that was long suspected by the community.
Upper Karazhan, which is T3.5.
So we now have it confirmed that the new 3.5 set will be available in an upcoming raid in Upper Karazhan that Akalix characterized as coming soonish. He further stated that he believes it is intended to be a 40-man raid, though seemed hesitant to say with firm certainty. Without breaking stride though, the community manager dropped another bombshell.
And then we have a massive tier 4 raid being developed. I am talking it is bigger than any raid in the game currently.
That's right, a tier 4 raid. Though the details of which Akalix was reluctant to share, he would comment that the development of this raid is much further out, though the size and scale of it will be quite large. We also learned that the long-rumored Scarlet Citadel raid is currently on hold for its development, so there is a strong likelihood that this new raid will not be happening there. Still reeling from so many news flashes, Akalix finished the series of leaks by saying this.
There's an entire new profession being worked on right now.
This profession, he went on to explain, will help give more interplay options to some of the current professions having limited scopes, though stop short of confirming which current professions might be best served through it. So in the active development, there are 2 new raids and a whole new profession. Suffice to say, it was a packed news interview. In truth, the reason this chat even happened was because Akalix will be releasing what he coined as a transparency report for the Turtle WoW team, which should be out sometime this week. The more formal part of the interview acted as a kind of preview for this report. If you're interested, make sure to keep an eye out for the release of that report, and check out the interview I hosted this last weekend. I even went through and painstakingly made timestamps for people to navigate more easily. Links will be in the description. I'd like to personally thank Akalix for taking the time out of his busy day to schedule to come out to the fishing hole and chat. On to more player-generated top news, the hotly contested race for server first Molten Core on Telebim. I have been in contact with several leading raiding guilds on the months-old Telebim PvP server, watching as bold adventurers seek their glories in being the first to conquer Molten Core. It seems that the Horde Guild Delusional was the one to claim the title of first Ragnaros kill, I was able to grab some live footage of it happening as well. Congratulations to all of them. My other contacts have told me that other guilds are right behind them though, including one alliance guild called Desperate House Guys, likely to be the first clearing it sometime this week. I wish everyone progressing the best of luck in the new Telebim realm. Thanks for making the PvP realm special. I look forward to hearing more of all your exploits, Horde or Alliance. That rounds out our top stories for this week. Let's jump over to Market Watch to check the pulse of the auction house. Welcome to Market Watch, Turtle WoW's premier auction house analysis by an orc who likes to pretend he's a stockbroker. All the numbers we use are provided and powered by wowauctions.net. Make sure to visit our partner in data to do your own investment due diligence. Now to the stocks. Arcane Crystals had a surprisingly calm week, remaining mostly flat, staying around the 32 gold mark. On the 3rd, there was a precipitous drop all the way down to 24 gold, but otherwise the volatility was low. This is the second week in a row of flat prices, meaning this might just be the new price point for this mining rarity. Black Lotus was likewise mostly flat, only dropping 1 gold in 2 weeks, with very little variability in price. Ever since the change to the Black Lotus proc chance for Herbalists, the price has stuck to the midsummer prices previous, a welcome comfort for raiders everywhere. Cured Rugged Hide has been gaining momentum in recent trading days, trending up 10% as a spike in demand keeps testing leatherworker stockpiles. This is a true return to form for the hide, which historically has spent more time above 21 gold than below it. Grom's Blood, while seemingly quite erratic in the 2-week history, has slowly been gaining steam, trending up 30% and even breaking the 1 gold mark. This price point has not been seen since the days of July, where since it has been steadily falling. Seems as if Grom's Blood demand is going to be too hot to handle for Herbalists to keep up with. Large Brilliant Shards has been losing steam in the 2-week record, trending down by 15% to about 3 gold. It would seem the recent bounce was little more than a dead bounce in price, as the enchanting good remains historically low. Mooncloth started strong in the period, shooting up to 24 gold, but supply quickly tamed the rush for the tailoring good, and it has since slid down to well under 19 gold. With the demand for Mooncloth being so unpredictable, it's hard to say where it may go next. Last week, Stone Scale Eels made waves breaking the 1 gold mark, and this week the price has remained remarkably flat around the 1 gold, 10 silver mark. With fishers scratching their heads as the new and unusual way eels have been spawning, it seems as if the fish has become scarce enough to warrant the new boosted price. Now on to the SNV7, the index made up of all the previously mentioned stocks, a window into the overall health of the server's economy. The index ended the week with a value of 20.09, with the eel rally still powering a higher index value, but the other commodities being a mixed bag. The SNV7 has remained flat mostly recently, implying that the economy might be stabilizing. A good bit of news against those worried about server inflation and RMT. That completes this week's market analysis. Market Watch hopes you found this information useful. Make sure to keep an eye on your coins, otherwise someone else will for you. Let's get back to the news. This past week, the server had one changelog to review, and largely most of it was minor bug fixes. So I'll read a few of the most impactful ones, but don't require much more explanation. So let's do a rapid fire changelog roundup. Lionhorn of Stormwind has had its effects reinstated. Reventus Daily Reputation Quest had its pyres count adjusted to be in line with its elven counterpart. Vagrants can now have temporary enchants like sharpening stones, totems, and poisons on their weapons without issue. Certain quests are now properly gated for those on the Telebim server to match its progression. You can no longer right-click to cancel your own buffs while being mind-controlled by an enemy player. Moros in Lower Karazhan had some scripting fixes to prevent bugging out. Evading mobs in Emerald Sanctum will now teleport targets to them rather than resetting. We're happy to see ongoing efforts on improving the quality of the game by the developers, even when they are minor annoyances like much of this changelog. That does it for the roundup, but one story that did warrant explanation is our feature story this week, the promised changes coming to the Goblin brainwashing device. Picking up where we left off last week, the development team was due to add 2 new save slots to the portable respecking device. And true to their word, the change came with Tuesday's weekly reset. But something unusual happened. I know because I was there while it happened. See, the 3rd and 4th save slot was set to be purchasable by players for 100 and 200 gold respectively. Following the server restart, players could indeed buy these slots. Or so they thought. Apparently, for a mere 10 minutes, there was a spree of players online that discovered that rather than the new saves costing 100 and 200 gold, the device was giving players that amount of gold. Even yours truly got caught up in the gold rush, thinking that the server just gave me 300 gold. A perfect, harmless crime. Then came the expected announcement for another server reset because, well, the server staff started noticing everyone running around screaming that the Goblin brainwashing device was just giving them gold. Most people, including myself, just figured that the reset would be a simple rollback to erase all of the misbegotten gold. But to everyone's astonishment who cashed in, they still had the gold and their purchased respec save slots following the reset. Slowly and surely though, word spread that people were having their free gold taken away, as the GMs went through and meticulously removed the gained gold and the gold owed from purchasing the save slots. Those poor souls who did not have enough gold to cover their free purchase even discovered that days later, GMs would still come by and shake them down for any gold remaining on their tab from Tuesday. This left some players feeling a little burned by what they considered an exploit that was going to seemingly get fixed anyway. Of course, the GM staff had little sympathy for what they saw as people trying to get gold from an exploit, and felt the best solution was to charge people for what they had actually purchased. The whole debacle has since died down, but did leave me with a few observations from the folk of Azeroth I spoke to on the matter. First, exploiting is something that the Turtle team takes seriously. They certainly proved that they have robust tools they can use to track all kinds of gold transactions. Secondly, an error of this magnitude getting through testing was a little worrying, though I understand the amount of time to develop the new functionality was pretty limited. Finally, even though there were some people upset, emergent events, even when they come from bugs, are something to cherish. Anyone who played Classic might remember the day where Classic devs accidentally gave players the ability to give out the Zul'Gurub heart buff, because it magically appeared in some players' spellbooks. Once tempers died down, I think those that experienced the Goblin brainwashing gold rush will have a good chuckle at how the excitement turned into buyer's remorse. Much like my misspent gold, I'll remember this event with a wistful smile on my dumb orc face. That is all the time we have for today's news broadcast. I'd like to thank you all for joining me this week. I can't tell you how much I appreciated all the love and support I received during Saturday's stream interviewing Akalix. The Turtle WoW and private server community has some of the best people in it, and I am fortunate to be a voice for any of you. If time permits, I may have another RP community calendar segment going up this week for the radio station, and maybe a stream on Wednesday. If not, I still plan to have a stream on Saturday at noon East Coast Standard Time as usual. People really seem to enjoy what happens when I turn off my orc voice normalizer to read donation messages like this one.
I love Turtle WoW. I play this game 21 hours a day with 2 hours of sleep, and even when I do sleep, I wake up shaking in a cold sweat. I am physically ill when I'm not playing Turtle WoW. This is what I call dedication.
Remember to like this video and subscribe if you have not done so already. I'll keep bringing you the news, you keep bringing the positivity. I think the nearby furbolgs have some fat coin purses that could use a little lightening, so I need to get back to work to make up for all the gold I lost on the brainwasher. I hope to see you all again soon. Make sure no matter what you're doing to have fun, be safe, and as always remember, the deadliest weapon is knowledge.